Alright, howdy. I'm going to do a demo today of this bass. It's a Rickenbacker 4003, which means that it has stereo wiring, one jack that will allow splitting out the pickups to different amps, and then one that plays them both kind of like normal. I'm going to play it through the normal. Some interesting features of this bass: it's got a bridge and a neck pickup. The neck pickup is what's called a high gain, and that's kind of a misnomer because, as you'll hear, it's not very loud at all. And then the bridge pickup is modeled after the famous Rickenbacker horseshoe pickup, which was found in some of their pedal steels or lap steels, and some of the 400 series guitars that just had one pickup, and then the original 4001 bass, and probably the early 4003s too. I don't know. But this is not actually, not actually a horseshoe. It's made to look like a horseshoe. It is a pretty high output pickup compared to the neck pickup. And then it's got some other kind of classic features on it. It's got the big old cast Rickenbacker bridge, which, as you may or may not be able to see, has an adjustable foam mute at the front of it, which I don't use. And then another thing you can't see, except that you can see the glue where I removed the sticker, the tone for the bridge pickup actually has a pull pot in it, which when you pull it up sounds like it switches a capacitor in and makes it sound a little bit thinner. According to the sticker that I took off, that was vintage mode and down, which is a much beefier sound as modern. There's a good shot of the bridge pickup. I don't know if we can get any closer. You can see. I should have probably taken the cover off to take a look, but you can find videos, I'm sure, that show what that pickup looks like. And there's the neck pickup. Also get a good view of the glossy rosewood fretboard and the shark fin inlays. And then, of course, the Cresting Wave headstock. This is a neck through, so you can kind of see, I don't know if you can see the line at all on the body, but somewhere in there, yeah, there you can see it. It's kind of between the strings, but you'll see a walnut nut stripe down the middle, and then there is a maple chunk that has the neck on it, and then basically the body is two wings that have been attached to it, so it's kind of cool. I'm going to play it today through a amplifier that is kind of wired up to be a JTM 45 combo, but with a master line. I don't have a real bass amp, so this is kind of what I've got that'll do the job. Let me just get that plugged in, and then I'm going to go through the different sounds that the bass makes. I'm plugged into the regular jack, or will be here in a second, so not stereo wiring. Again, you can find a demo of that if you want to hear what it sounds like, but I'm just going to play it normally. So let's make sure I've got sound. Big old full sounding bass for sure. This is, and I'm not a bass player, so apologies ahead of time for my lack of skill on the bass. I'm going to make all kinds of flubs. I used to kind of play bass, and I haven't really touched one in about 30 years. Everything on the bass right now is stock. I just have the 45 to 105 round wound strings that came on it, and right now all the controls are set to max. Of what it sounds like on the bridge pickup. You can do chording work with it, which is kind of cool. I'm not a real bass player, as anybody that's played with me will tell you. I'm a guitar player, so I play lead bass. So it makes that big kind of clanky sound, which I always liked about it. In the middle position, you get the neck pickup thrown into. So there's the bridge back. There's the middle. There's no lower output, it just kind of takes some of the edge off. But then by comparison, here's the neck by itself. And I'm playing with my fingers. I'm not I can play with a pick. I guess it would show you kind of a different sound, but. Show you on this thing. Oh, so here's the, I'm going to pull out the vintage knob. So let me just make a note, or like a chord here. So here's vintage. That's on the neck, on the bridge pickup. Here's the middle. Here's the neck. That's a big difference on the neck pickup in that position. So whatever they switch in there, because I'm not adjusting any controls at all. In fact, let me. It's kind of hard to pull actually. Becomes less full with the vintage pulled out. So anyway, that gives you kind of an idea what it sounds like. I hope that demonstrates what needs to get demonstrated on it. I'm not, like I said, much of a bass player, so I'm not going to spend a bunch of time dazzling you with my bass mastery, but wanted to kind of show that off. While I'm here, I'm also going to give a shout out to another piece of gear that I just picked up, which is this little black box on top of the Blackstar. That is their amp speaker selector, which I just got because I have a bunch of different amps, 4 or 5 in here anyway. But I only have 2 cabinets that I use. So that 4x12 there, which is a Carvin Steve Vai Legacy, which I love. And then this Avatar 212. The Carvin is a closed back cab, and the Avatar is open back, and they give a very different sound despite the fact that both of them have vintage 30 speakers. But I have been, for as long as I can remember, just basically pulling cables out of the back of one amp and putting them into another when I wanted to switch amps around. So I finally got this thing. Really glad I did. It works exactly as I had hoped. 4 speaker jacks, 4 amp jacks, and you plug in your 4 amps in the back and your 4 cabinets in the back, or in my case 2. And then you set those selector switches, which are very easy to understand. Basically, you've got amp 1, amp 2, or you've got speaker 1, speaker 2, 3, 4, and then you can choose one of 4 amps that they're hooked up to them. Something that's cool that isn't mentioned in the literature, but if you select um, a speaker jack for your amp, like say I put amp 1 into speaker 4, or select amp 1 from speaker 4, where there is no speaker connected, it does not just leave it open for you to kill your tube amp. It actually seems to, and I haven't opened it up, and this isn't mentioned in the instructions, but it seems to present a resistive load to it, measured out for me about 330 ohms, which you know is going to keep you from blowing up your amp. And it also does the same thing. So if you either if you have the amp you know selected to 0, which is no cabinet, or you have it plugged into or selected to one of the numbers where there just isn't a cabinet plugged in, it does the same thing. So I think that's kind of cool. But anyway, wanted to show you the Rickenbacker. I had some people asking if I would do a quick demo of that, and so there we are. Thank you.